Let's get something straight right now because too many people are either oversimplifying this or pushing one narrow narrative without the full picture. Yes, Christians have been killed in Nigeria, and that is real, serious, and unacceptable. But if you stop there and ignore everything else happening on the ground, you are missing the truth of what is actually a much bigger and more dangerous crisis unfolding across that country. Nigeria is not dealing with one single issue. It is dealing with layered chaos driven by terrorism, ethnic conflict, and widespread insecurity that is affecting multiple groups at the same time, and pretending it's just one-sided does not help anyone understand what's really going on. There have absolutely been recent attacks, including during Easter, where gunmen stormed villages and even targeted church gatherings. And in some of those attacks, Christians were among those killed, which understandably triggered outrage and concern across the world. But here's where people need to pay attention. Terrorist organizations like Boko Haram and factions tied to ISIS are a major force behind this violence, and these groups do not operate with some clean, selective target list. They attack Christians, Muslims, government forces, and anyone who refuses to follow their extremist ideology, meaning the violence is not isolated to one religion, it is widespread and indiscriminate. Beyond terrorism, there is another reality that doesn't get talked about enough. And that is the long-standing conflict in central Nigeria between farming communities, who are often Christian, and herding groups, who are often Muslim. And these clashes are not just about religion. They are deeply rooted in disputes over land, water, and survival, with both sides fighting over resources in regions where conditions are already strained. And while religion can absolutely intensify these tensions, it is not the sole driver behind them. These are survival conflicts that have been building for years and erupt into violence that then gets labeled in oversimplified ways online. On top of that, Nigeria is facing a broader breakdown in security in several regions, where criminal gangs are carrying out kidnappings, raids, and killings, targeting entire communities without regard for religion, leaving civilians, Christians, Muslims, and others, caught in the middle of a system that is struggling to protect them. So yes, let's be clear without sugarcoating anything. Christians are being killed. And in some cases, they are specifically targeted, especially during certain attacks or by extremist groups. But it is equally true that Muslims and others are also being killed in large numbers as part of the same instability. And ignoring that reality creates a distorted understanding of the crisis. This is not a simple story with one clear villain and one clear victim group across every situation. This is a complex, volatile mix of terrorism, resource conflict, and weak security structures that is tearing communities apart. People have every right to feel angry, upset, and heartbroken when hearing about these killings because the loss of life is real and devastating. But if we are going to talk about it, we need to talk about it honestly, fully, and without pushing half-truths that erase the bigger picture, because when the reality is misunderstood, solutions become harder to reach, and the suffering continues unchecked. For everyone who is listening, if you have not yet followed or subscribed, please feel free to follow my page so that you don't miss what's coming next. Please feel free to like, share, and comment. Thank you so much. With love always. Maria DC Santiago.